Hey, you're going to want to listen all the way through to this episode because we are back in conversation. And by we, I mean Madonna and her people about her biopic.
Woo!
We also tackle an amazing audience question where Sharon is supposed to give one answer, but gives us like 37.
You're welcome.
Who's surprised anyways? Come along for the ride. This is the last episode of season 12 of 90's Now.
Woo!
Woohoo!
And we're back. Hi.
Woohoo!
Can't really beat last week's episode of Heidi Ho.
Well, that's true. Heidi ho, you guys.
Yeah. Unless you had said Heidi Ho Sailors, then we would have been really ready to go.
Wow, totally different. Yeah, especially since just before we started the show, we were talking about San Francisco. So maybe something about the water, Heidi Ho Sailor,
I
Giddy
believe,
Up Cowboy. I don't know.
Sam Smith's fandom is called Sailors.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty certain. Yeah.
We got a pretty positive reaction out of Adam there.
Huh, she is right.
Thank you.
Thank you for being mildly surprised.
But why though?
I don't know, but I know that when I see him post, or I should say when I see them post, Sam always puts a little like hashtag sailors and usually the anchor emoji.
Hmm.
So I'm not sure. I still don't know why Nicki Minaj's ones are called barbs. I don't know if it's because of I don't know, but they're called barbs.
Interesting.
I know sometimes it's a play on the person's name, right? Like Swifties,
Right.
you know.
Are you saying that Nicki Minaj's real name is Barb?
What you said. Barb's
Barb Minaj.
Yeah.
He works in
Imagine!
cosmetics at Target.
That's almost as good as your character of Nancy Awesome Sauce that you came up with a couple of shows ago.
Do you mean
So-
Flouncy?
Yep. Again.
Hey, you know what we have forgotten to do in this moment is let everybody know what we're doing
Yeah.
in the next moment. But it's all good news because if there's more talk about a possible reboot for Family Matters, that's very good. But the number of years in its original run might surprise you. I say that because it totally surprised me. And I'm not saying that Kelly intentionally makes it difficult for us with trivia, but there is a bit of an evil grin that she's wearing right now, and usually every episode, just ahead of tackling some fun-loving trivia.
Yep.
We're going to balance that out with the pure goodness of your 90s rewind and a handful of songs that'll take us right back to the very beginning of my career. Toot toot me own horn. And Madonna's name is back in conversation for a biopic. So let's start there. That's good news. It's been 4 years of talking about it. And while there have been some changes to some of the moving parts of Madonna's life story, at least as it pertains to this film, Julia Garner's name is still attached to this project. We've seen her in Ozark, right? She played Anna Delvey. Was it Anna Delvey? You Look Poor. Remember
yeah.
on that Netflix series? Her current look is pretty aligned with Madonna in her Express Yourself section of that incredible career. And as for Madonna, she said when this whole project started 4 years ago that she said, I want to convey the incredible journey that life has taken me on as an artist, a musician, a dancer, a human being trying to make her way in this world. That sounds like the start of a great movie. The fact that she said that she wants the focus of it to be the music means that can you go wrong? I don't think so. I think it's going to be great.
You know, it'd be great is if there's some way that she could sneak in people that were with her then, now, like Nikki and Donna, her backup vocalists.
Oh yeah.
Like they actually perform. I don't know if you know that I follow them on social media. They go out and perform as a duo.
Oh, cool.
And they have a lot of fans, which is fantastic. But yeah, like, and even like like a Rosie O'Donnell or something to get in the film somewhere, like it would be cool.
That would be cool. And that would really sort of home it up, you know? Like that there wouldn't be like a great divide between the subject and the movie.
Yeah. And
But then
wasn't
the
she,
risk, of course, is like the too close to the movie, then
yeah,
things can go wrong there too.
yeah.
We'll
It'd
see.
be fun to see Sandra Bernhard because they were buds for a while.
They were buds. They were like on the party circuit for a good while. Sandra Bernhard, no shortage of moxie with her.
Oh yeah.
It's great. She's a fun follow too on social media.
Hmm.
Um, but it was back in 2020 that there was no name for this project, and it seems that at least on the sheets of Madge's typewriter,
Yeah.
we can read "Who's that girl" at the
Yeah.
top of what could be a script or what is it called when you write a
A scenario.
Logline.
scenario or an outline,
Oh
plot
yeah.
line.
Yeah.
It's called something though. It's gonna drive me bonkers until I remember it.
A quick sidebar,
Yes.
because so still on Madonna, and we all went to the show when she came to Montreal, um,
Yeah.
or Showza. Uh, do you think because of the massive success of that tour, especially the finale, and was it Brazil when she had like 2 million people there or whatever,
Yeah.
Crazy.
think she will dare to tour again?
Well, she kind of made this one seem like here's my life and this is it. We're wrapping it up.
Yeah, without saying it, which I appreciate if she is going down that route.
Yeah, because you know what? Yeah, totally. We talk about that a lot. Don't tell me you're retiring.
Yeah.
Just make the music and come out and see us. We'll hope for the best.
Yeah.
Because as fans, you should want to go. And if you haven't gone, you should pick that one to go to. You
Yeah.
know,
Mhm.
anyways, whatever. We could talk about a whole show on why you shouldn't retire or talk about retirement.
Uh,
Um, but yeah. But yeah.
Yeah. And I would also encourage people like to go because I'm so grateful that I saw Madonna because I had not seen her yet and was so grateful that I had that opportunity. And I'm going to do everything in my power to go see Missy Elliott when she comes to Montreal in
Mm.
less than a month for us now, or just about a month. And I'm so glad that I saw Prince literally a year before he
Mhm.
passed.
Oh yeah.
So I'm super grateful I had that experience. I only wish, but Michael never came here, I think, like when I was like old enough. Michael Jackson, I think he only came once, right? Here. So,
Uh,
or did he
he
come to the
came with the Jackson 5,
Okay.
the Victory Tour in 1984,
Did he come
4
with
or
the bad tour
5.
here, Sharon? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I didn't see him
Okay. And
either.
you've never saw him ever?
No.
Okay.
I saw the Jacksons when they came a few years ago
Oh yeah.
to Montreal. They
Mhm.
did an outdoor show. That was pretty cool. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody but Michael was there, so that was really neat.
Yeah.
Um,
I also wish I'd have seen Whitney.
yeah, me too.
Mm.
Yeah. And I'm grateful, as we've discussed numerous times, so I won't
Yes,
George Michael.
totally.
Yeah.
Honestly, one of the best shows I've ever seen. And I got to see him at the Olympic Stadium in Montreal in 1987.
My sister was
Seven,
there.
does
I
that
think
make
I
sense?
told you that too. I think it was she won tickets off a radio station.
Oh, cool.
Not fun.
Well, that was like 50,000 people there. And it
Yeah.
was the same summer that I saw Amnesty International. So maybe it was 88.
Are we talking about the Michael Jackson concert in Montreal?
Now George
No,
Michael.
now George
Oh,
Michael.
okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Did
Because
he
Michael
come?
Jackson was 1984. He came
Yeah.
to Montreal.
The
Okay.
Victory Tour, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was my sister went to that.
Where did they have? Was it at the Olympic Stadium?
Yeah. So the sound would have been
60,000
horrible.
fans. Yeah. God.
It's not good there. It's amazing. Like it's too bad that it's not good, but what do you expect from a cement structure? The sound's just going to bounce.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's a nice big room, I guess. More people in it. I don't know, do 3 nights
Yeah.
at a smaller place.
Yeah.
But then it's 3 nights. It's 3 times the work for the artist. I get that too.
Yeah. But I
But
kind
there
of
we
like
are.
how Taylor's been doing it, although, and the thing is, it's for sure an ego thing on certain levels to say that you've gone from arenas to stadiums, right? Like,
Oh, for sure.
and I know like when Taylor was she there? Yeah, I think she was already there in Ireland. Yeah, Dublin. I think it was Croke Park she was at or something like that. I don't know if that's 80,000 people, like,
Wow.
for one sitting. And on a lot of those stadiums in that part of the world, because they're all soccer stadiums, right? So it's the crazy amounts of people that can go. So it's
Yeah.
such an ego thing in a way to be able to say, I've filled this 3 nights in a row.
Oh,
Uh,
for sure.
but to me, like, what's wrong with saying I can fill the Bell Center, which for us is what, 18 or 19,000 people 3 nights in a row? Like, that's pretty
Mhm.
good.
I think so. I think you're giving more people the chance to see you,
Mhm.
which is kind of huge.
Yeah.
And the payout is huge, obviously.
Yeah.
Um, but Yeah. The Olympic Stadium here, I keep on saying how bad the sound is, but I've seen many shows there. So I know the best sound is bad. Madonna was there. I saw her there too once.
Yeah, that was the girly show, right? Girly show?
Yeah.
Yeah, but question for you. I know you've gone to see a lot of artists in Boston, right? That's at the Red Sox Stadium, right? Or
Yeah, I've seen the Foo Fighters and Pink there.
so is it because it's open air that the sound is better? Is that why?
It helps.
It's a nicer park, first of all.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and I think just the way they do it, the way they've got the sound in, and maybe because it is open, there's
Because nothing's
it's not
bouncing,
bouncing.
right?
It's not getting lost either. The sound's not trailing away.
Yeah.
Well, I was scared when I went to Beyonce's concert last summer. It was in
Yeah.
Toronto. It was at the
Yeah.
Air Canada Center, so it's a baseball stadium.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I was wondering whether the roof would be, like would the roof be opened or not? And
Yeah.
it was not. It was closed that night. And I went, oh God, does that mean the sound's going to be terrible?
And
Because
was it?
the only experience I had was the Olympic Stadium here in Montreal. It
Yeah.
sounded amazing. It sounded
Yeah.
great.
Right. Okay.
So
That's cool.
And that means like she has a good team that's making sure the audio is doing, because I actually
yeah, but I don't think that team would have sounded great in our neck of the woods.
oh, maybe not. No.
No, you can't.
But it's what's
cement-
crazy though is if like people take the extra time that are doing those jobs to make the show sound better. Because like for example, I
Yeah.
had a conversation with Jimmy Jam about when they were filming the HBO special for Janet at the Garden, like in New York City.
Mhm.
And they spent X amount of time that wasn't, I think, planned because they noticed there was problems, and then they spent like extra time making sure the sound was going to be as good as it could be for this massive, which turned into a huge, like I think she was nominated for awards for that,
Oh wow.
special. So I think if the right people are in place, they want to make you sound and look
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
as they should. It's their job, but
Indeed. Now, Kelly, does any of what we just covered, as far as concerts in big stadiums, have anything at all to do with trivia today?
zero.
Let's get to it then.
Fantastic.
90s. Now, trivia.
Bing bong.
Bing bong.
The one I think that always trips you both up is art and literature, that card. So let's start there.
Oh, good.
Because it's impossible. I think though Sharon has done this a few times where you figured things out. So anyways, good luck.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for remembering.
Complete the title of this 1991 philosophical novel written by Norwegian author Jostein Garder.
Okay.
Okay, we'll give it a try.
And so it's 2 words, blank world. So I need the first.
Sharon.
Go, Sharon.
Brave.
Oh, that's nice. No.
Thank you.
I was gonna go for blank,
Blank world?
like a blank world, like a blank
Oh.
canvas. Like I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's
no.
the first word? What's the first letter? I mean, what's the first word that we're looking
So
for?
it's the name of like a person, and it starts with an S.
Simon.
No.
Sharon.
Sony's world.
Stony.
Sony. I don't know.
Sophie.
Stephanie's world.
Oh, we were getting
World.
there.
Sophie's world. Yeah.
Sophie's world. Oh well.
Stony world. Has Sharon been there? I don't know.
And I guess not related to Sophie's Choice, right?
You
I
had to make a choice.
I know.
I never watched that. Moving on to the sporting card. Which city hosted the Super Bowl in both 1990 and 1997? And I haven't seen this yet, so I'm going to guess. And, ooh, I was wrong. Okay,
Sharon.
go.
New York.
No,
Miami.
no.
Sharon.
That was what I was going to guess, Adam, by the way. Go, Sharon, sorry.
Philadelphia.
No. Adam,
Dallas.
one more guess. Okay, no. Ready?
Sharon. Just kidding. Sophie's world. I don't know.
Yeah. New Orleans.
Oh, I swear I was going to guess that. And I don't know why I said Philadelphia, but I did. Ugh.
Don't they normally pick, it's like hot locales for the most part, right? Unless they
Yeah.
have a roof. Like I know they went to Minnesota, I think, a couple of years ago, but that's because the Vikings have like the dome. So
Mm-hmm. It's fun to watch the final games when there's snow,
Yeah, because it's
as
freezing.
Canadians especially.
Imagine the halftime show. You've got the pop girly in her little bikini on stage, and it's minus 25 outside.
Frozen teardrops on her cheek.
That's not the T word I thought you were gonna say.
Me neither.
No. I did want to give a shout out. I don't remember the name of this girl because I would love to say it out loud. But remember the Miley Cyrus Wrecking Ball
Yes.
video?
Yeah.
That's like 2013 or whatever. So she's sitting on that ball and like she's in like a bustier or whatever, right? In the video.
Mhm.
So we did a take on that for our St. Patrick's Day float here in Montreal. And
Okay.
that particular St. Patrick's Day, it was freezing. It was minus a gajillion. And I was done up. Like I had like 6 layers on. I could have gone to the Antarctic, like with what I was wearing. This girl stayed on our float on the Miley Cyrus Wrecking Ball the entire way in a bikini top and like,
Oh my gosh.
and I don't know how she didn't get hypothermia. I honestly cannot tell you. And I give that
Wow.
girl all kinds of credit. I'm like, you're gonna perish. It's like,
Do you want a blanket, dear?
yeah,
No? Okay.
yeah. Yeah. So that was so anyways, I can't believe she did that. So I can't imagine performing in minus a gajillion. So
Wow. Yeah,
yeah.
I've got lines that I've drawn, and
Yeah.
that would be one of them. Too cold, not coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or too cold, I'll be wearing a turtleneck for this
Yeah. One
ball
time you
straddling.
had your girls come on our float. Do you remember that?
No.
Yeah, so they came on our float, the Virgin float, and I remember saying to them, because they also were not dressed up, although a little more dressed up than that girl. But I think I found them, or I asked our promo team to give them jackets or something because it was
Oh,
like
yeah.
it was freezing, and I was like, I think you're gonna need these.
Sometimes people don't make smart choices.
Yeah, but see,
I
the
worked.
thing too is with the parade route, and I'm sure it's whatever city, but like, there's wind tunnels, right, when you're kind of going.
Oh, yeah.
And it's freezing. So yeah, I dress like I'm going on an expedition up north.
Yeah. Better to have too much than not enough
Yeah.
in any situation.
Yeah.
That's a lesson learned, by Family Matters, I think.
Yeah.
Huh? Cheesy segue. The cast
Uh-oh.
of Family Matters is actually reunited for a story for Entertainment Weekly. And then, of course, talk of next steps, I suppose, were inevitable. They all kind of gushed at being back together because are you ready for the fact that this show ran for 9 seasons?
That surprised you?
It did.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
I watched it. I remember watching it.
Did you? Like, I feel like you should be in the clubs.
Well, it started in 89. So I missed maybe a couple of seasons, but like on a Friday, maybe before going out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it was on when I started. I remember it being on before I went for my first job in 1994. And I remember my brother-in-law watching it and laughing at Urkel. Anyways, so yeah, I've seen a few episodes, but for some reason 9 seasons surprised me. But the fact that they were all young, the kids were young, the adults were younger than they are now, certainly, but they were a young family. So to get back together, they were all kind of gushing at being back together, and basically said, if there was a script ready, they'd be back tomorrow.
That's amazing.
Which is super cool.
Do you remember? So I can't remember the name of the character, but I think was it Thelma Hopkins who played the sister?
Yeah.
Yeah. So her, I remember her son, like what was the little son's name? Remember he had cool little ringlets? Richie, right.
Yeah.
So Richie is now like 30 whatever years old.
Yeah.
And has been a long time character on my favorite soap opera, The Young and the Restless.
Really?
And I think on Family Matters, he went by Brighton McClure, I think is his last name. But he
Okay.
goes by Brighton James on The Young and the Restless. He's been on, I think he just celebrated his 20-year anniversary on The Young
Oh,
and the Restless.
wow. That's
And
cool.
in a full circle moment to your story, Sharon, a couple of years ago, they had Thelma Hopkins come on Young and the Restless. and portray like a detective that was in a storyline with Brighton. And it was so cute to see them together, like
How cool.
all these years later. So I would love if they would be able to get him back on the show.
Well, the whole idea of the fact that the show ran for 9 seasons, the fact that most of the original cast is still around,
Yep,
it's
it's amazing.
that something could be done to follow up on the Winslow family and their extensions. And the fun fact, of course, there are a couple of them, not the least of which is the timeless nature of Thelma Hopkins, whose list of credits is really long, but started in the 70s when she was one of the vocalists with Tony Orlando and Dawn.
That's amazing.
Tie a yellow ribbon around that old oak tree.
Tell me if you
Old
see
oak
the,
tree.
tell me if you see the similarities between Thelma Hopkins on Family Matters
Yep,
and Laurie Metcalf on Roseanne.
totally.
Yeah.
Sharp delivery, timing impeccable.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Not supposed to be the main character, but fully necessary.
Totally steal scenes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another fun fact is that Family Matters was a spin-off of Perfect Strangers.
Right.
So with Balky and his cousin Larry. That was who was the character that played? It was Bronson Pinchot, and I don't remember Larry's first name. Anyways, either way, pretty
Wasn't it
cool
Larry?
history of. Was it Larry?
Adam's gonna find out. Was
I
I'm
hope
like,
so.
Larry Burton. Are we? What are we looking for?
A show
with-
called Perfect Strangers.
Yeah.
Bronson Pinchot
was the, one
and
of the leads?
Brinson Paint Show and who's the other guy? Who's the other guy?
who played Larry?
Is it Michael?
Mark Lynn Baker.
That's
Mark
it.
Lynn Baker.
Yeah.
Larry Appleton.
Yep, that's
Yep.
the one.
He had such a great home perm.
What?
Little hair helmet.
Adam,
did.
look. Is there an image for you to see? Because there's
There
like-
is. I get it.
Yeah.
Hair hat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool. I hope that something happens with
That'd be
with
great.
Family Matters. That would be cool because the article for Entertainment Weekly also featured a little video montage of them talking about how cool it would be too. So you can find that online.
That's awesome.
Are you guys ready for a 90s rewind?
Ready?
Yes, sir.
Oh, good then. All selfishly, going back to 1994, the summer that I started my professional career
My first summer ever.
Of life.
of
Of life.
First
See, Adam was
summer of
born. Adam was born,
And you
then I
started working.
We had to pay for the baby.
Yeah.
So 30 years later, and All for One establishing themselves with one of the best wedding songs of the time with I Swear by the
Mm,
moon and the stars. Anyways, you know the song. How about Regulate from Warren G and
Oh.
Nate Dogg?
That's great.
Warren G and Nate D-O-double-G.
Isn't Warren G, is he the one that passed away or is it Nate Dogg? One of them is not with us, I think.
Ooh. Recently or period?
No, years now.
it's Nate Dogg.
Nate Dogg has passed away in 2011.
There we
Yeah,
go.
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And just to contrast, this will be a fun little up and down emotionally to go from All for One's I Swear, Warren G and Nate Dogg's Regulate, to Lisa Loeb and 9 Stories and Stay.
Oh, such a great song.
Great song. Classic look that she has maintained for 30 years.
Yeah.
How about Aaliyah
Oh,
and Back and
Mm.
Forth? That was the big trigger for me assembling this 90s rewind because I had, at the start of my career, I was taking the bus to work. And I worked overnights, so I'd take the bus and then I'd have to take the bus home in the morning. And I can tell you that the inspiration to buy a car was swift.
yeah.
But I had my Walkman with me with a cassette, and I had created this songs of the moment pretty much, and Back and Forth from Aaliyah was on that cassette.
I love that you were playing R&B music on the way to a rock show.
Yeah.
That's hot. Good job,
I
Sharon.
love music, man. Coolio was on our headphones wired into our Walkmans, also with Fantastic Voyage, his take on a Lakeside original,
So good.
and Elton John. Can you feel the love tonight?
Wow.
Come on. Come on, you're not even trying. Feel it.
Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful song, and it wraps up our 90s rewind back to 1994.
Thank you, Sharon.
I thought it was important to go so like solid, like 30 years later as we wrap up this season of 90s Now.
Which I appreciate that. We were supposed to do an audience question last week, so if you'll
Yeah.
bear with me for 1 second while I quickly find it.
Oh, I'll bear with you. I
Let's
don't know about everybody else though.
I think yeah, exactly. The question
Okay,
is,
I'll stick around.
Okay, good.
the
That's two of
question
us,
is
Kel.
from our good buddy Shane.
Shane.
What was your favorite soundtrack from the 90s?
Ooh. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
How about
Ooh.
Empire Records? Was that the 90s?
that's a good one. Is that 90s?
I don't know. It's a great soundtrack though.
Unsurprisingly, I will go with Janet-related material, Poetic Justice, and also the Mo Money soundtrack.
Empire Records was 95, by the way.
Oh, very good.
How about, you know what else was good, Shane? The Commitments.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
Excellent soundtrack because it's
Yeah.
it's old music, old soul
Oh,
music that I love.
also really appreciated the Batman one with U2 and Seal.
Ooh, yeah, good one.
That was that 95, Sharon? 98, 95, 95, I think. Kiss from a Rose, right? Was 95, I think.
Hang on a second.
And that was such a great, like, U2 did a great job with their
Yeah.
was it Kiss Me, Kill Me, Thrill, whatever, that
Hold
one?
me, kill me. Hold me, kiss me, kill. Easier thought than said.
Yeah,
I'll tell
Hold
you.
me,
it's
thrill me, kiss me, kill me.
that one. Yeah.
Hold me,
Oh,
kill
the
me?
Mission Impossible one was
Yeah.
also good. Because
Yeah.
it was Adam Clayton and the other guy from U2, whose name escapes me right now.
Larry.
Yeah, so they did the I think they were responsible for that soundtrack, I think.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go. I was young in the 90s.
Yes, you
So
were.
I'll just have
Barney?
to I'll have to tie it up with Elton John and go with the Lion King soundtrack.
Oh,
Aw, that's sweet.
I love all those songs.
Yeah. Such a great soundtrack.
yeah,
Pretty Woman was a good soundtrack, by the way.
yeah.
I'm
By the way,
cheating
if you
now.
check out the Poetic Justice soundtrack, I believe the song, I think it's called Me a Mac. That was like Usher's, I think, first song that was basically released. That's the
Oh
first
wow, he was young in that video.
that's the first time I heard of him.
That was in 1993. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
going to throw in 3 more.
Okay.
And by 3, I mean 4.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. The Clueless soundtrack.
Oh, yeah.
Great movie.
hmm
I'll throw in also Waiting to Exhale.
Oh, yummy.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Selfishly speaking, That Thing You Do is just such a wonderful movie, and the soundtrack is perfect to that time, not to the 90s, but perfect to the time of the movie, the setting of the movie.
Okay.
So I love that. But one that we have not mentioned, which I think will blow us all away, The Bodyguard.
Oh,
I knew you
yeah.
were gonna end with that.
Come on, that's such
Yeah.
a great album. Oh,
Yeah.
good question, Shane.
Love Shane. He said, long live the bluegrass state. So that's
Yeah. Yeah.
our Kentucky Shane. Yeah. So
Awesome.
before we wrap up, I just want to thank the two of you for an amazing season 12.
Thank you.
And
Thank you, Kelly.
I love you both profusely, and it's a ride that I'm happy to continue to be on. So thank you for a great season. And to all of our listeners, we really appreciate you being with us.
Yeah, we have fun. I love you the right amount. It's fun hanging out with you guys every week. You two specifically, but everybody, knowing that we're making connections everywhere. We're happy to know that. So thank you for joining us. All these seasons, we're packing up and getting ready for season 13. Are we supposed to do 13 and we skip and go to 14 because of like
I'm
the
being
whole bad
bold
luck thing?
and do 13.
Okay.
I think we should skip it.
Okay, well, we're gonna be fighting over the summer, you guys.
Okay.
So,
We'll get back to you in the fall.
yeah, we'll be back and looking forward to hearing from you with any kind of question you have, putting us to the test or otherwise, or just staying in touch throughout the season. Enjoy your summer. Be safe. Drive safe. Be positive, and we'll look forward to playing with you again in the fall. Thank you for listening to 90s Now. Still happening.